Explore the heights where you are inspired to be more, do more, and give more. Presented by Felix and George.
Hello and welcome to Explore the Heights with Felix and George. This time we continue our topic, emotional mastery and state management. As always, going to hand over to George to get us started.
Thank you. Hello, Felix. How are you doing today?
Yes, it's good. It's good. We had a few technicals, but we are all good to go. So that means we must be able to do this topic. So happy about that.
Fantastic. So listeners, we continue with part 2 of emotional mastery and state management. And today we would like to focus on state management, a focus on emotional state management. You see, the other time we said emotions are complex psychological states and play a crucial role in our daily lives, enhancing and influencing our decisions, actions, and interactions with others. You see, there are basic universal emotions like joy, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, and disgust. They are reactions we experience in response to events or situations, influencing our decisions, actions, and others. You see, when we understand our emotions, it will help us navigate life with greater ease and stability, improving emotional regulations and resilience. Remember that emotions are the lifeblood of human experience. They are the driving forces that shape our decisions, actions, and reactions. Emotions are the ultimate power, the main core of what calls us into action. Many people struggle to manage their emotions, especially the uncomfortable ones. As a result, these emotions end up controlling them. You see, every emotion is an action signal. It is your body's way of communicating with you, but sometimes it's challenging to determine the precise message it is sending you. You see, emotional state management is about the process to recognize, understand, and effectively manage your emotional states to maintain well-being and navigate life's challenges. So here are a few signals for you to decode your emotional state. For instance, if you feel discomfort, the message is change your state, clarify what you want, and move in that direction. If you feel fear, prepare yourself to deal with an upcoming event to avoid negative consequences. If you feel hurt, unmet expectations resulted in a perceived loss, signals an opportunity to grow by improving your communication next time. If you are feeling angry, it means that an important rule or standard was violated. So clarify your standard and realize that others may not share that same standard. If you're feeling frustration, change your approach until you reach your desired outcome. If you're feeling disappointment, it means an expectation was unrealistic. Adjust your goals or expectations to be more accurate. If it is a feeling of guilt, it means you violated your own standard. Take action to make things right and ensure it won't happen again. If you are feeling inadequacy, up your game to get better in this area. For example, practice the underlying skills more. If you are feeling overwhelmed, it just means that you are doing too much. To once identify what's a priority, rank them, and make things better so that you can progress in what is important. If it is about loneliness, you have an unmet need for connection. Identify the type of connection and take action towards it. You see, to optimize performance and achievement, it's important that you develop awareness of the various states and implement strategies like mindfulness, exercise, proper rest, and emotional regulation to stay in the peak state often. You see, our mental, emotional, and physical states play a crucial role in determining our performance and achievement. These states will either enhance or hinder your ability to focus, make decisions, and take effective action. So, want to quickly go through, and then I'll hand it over to Felix in a minute, is you need to realize that the different states that you are in will impact your performance. So I wanted to talk about that very quickly, and then we'll go into how you can shift those states. So there are different states. One is your mental state, which is the flow state, we call it, for optimal performance. You see, when you are fully engaged and immersed in a task, productivity and creativity will peak. This is often referred to as you are in the zone. If you are feeling stressed and anxious, also remember that a moderate level of stress will boost your motivation. But it's important that if you have excessive stress and you are in that state for some time, you will experience mental fatigue, poor decision making, and burnout. If you have low energy and fatigue, your cognitive abilities will decline, reducing efficiency and problem solving. The other one is when you are having this emotional state. So we've just looked at the mental state. Now let's just look at the emotional state, where positive emotions like joy, confidence, and excitement, this will enhance your creativity, your motivation, and resilience, making it very easy for you to overcome obstacles. On the flip side, when you have a negative emotions of fear, anger, frustration, this will either motivate action because the frustration pushes you through a challenge, or will create mental blocks and reduce focus. Let me just share a story. When I was in England taking my MBA, and paying school fees was very, very challenging. I had to do work study. I had to do work throughout the night, washing plates and dishes and cleaning and doing all those odd jobs while I was doing my master's. And things became so difficult that I thought about quitting. But I remember the director's executive assistant told me, George, if you dare quit, you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. All those negative emotions I was going through started, when I heard that, I shifted my state, and I thought, I don't ever want to ever be in this state again. So that negative emotions of fear, what is going to happen, the anger and the frustration catapulted me to work hard and complete my MBA. The third is your physical state. Remember, a well-rested and a healthy state like proper sleep and nutrition and exercise will boost your concentration, your stamina, and cognitive function. Fatigue or illness will reduce your physical energy, negatively impacting your mental performance and productivity. And the last but not the least is social and environmental state. It's the environment you operate in. You need to make sure that your surroundings are positive because and the positive relationship that you have will increase your confidence and the drive. So a great environment that you operate in is going to boost your social and environmental state. Then the flip side of that, if that environment is not supportive, is the toxic or distracting environments, where you are surrounded by negative influences or chaotic surroundings. This will sap your motivation and disrupt your focus. So listeners, you can see how important state management is. Let's look at how do you shift your state for success and achievement. Felix, take it away.
Thank you, George, and thank you for that story. That was very insightful and well shared, one for a better phrase. But how do we shift our state? The first thing really is to understand what we're feeling in the moment. What are we feeling right now? What is our emotional state at this current time? Are we happy? Are we sad? Are we afraid of something? Are we worried about something? That's the first place to understand. You can't move forward before you can understand where you are. You can't move forward before you get out the starting block. And we always, when you're in a race, you start at the starting line, you prepare yourself, and you move forward. You mentally prepare yourself to run as fast as you can, or pace yourself so you don't burn out halfway through the end of the race. So the idea is to understand where you are from the start and what you're feeling. Then you can move forward and how to change or how to enhance what you're feeling right now. That's the first one. Change your physiology. This refers to sitting up straight, sitting up straight, making sure we stand tall with purpose, knowing exactly what we want to achieve, knowing who we are and what we want to be represented as, who we want people to see us as. That's always very, very important. If you're slouching and shrinking away, people see someone who's afraid, who's less confident, who may not even know where they're headed. And this is not very good. And of course, this also impacts your mental state. If you share or radiate positivity, it will show. It will. People will see you as having a purpose, having a direction, and knowing what you're here to do. Your physiology is something you should really take stock of. Control your focus. When you have negative thought patterns, you need to change them, push them away. Understand why they're there, attack the problem at hand if it is a problem, and then put together a plan that allows you to change from negative to positive. If it's something positive, we all love stuff that makes us happy. How can you make that feeling last? How can it allow you to improve or really, really move forward? It's all about the focus. The things you focus on will show where you're headed to in the future. If you're positive, like I said, you'll radiate more positivity. If you're more shy or unsure, it will, your brain will continue to to radiate that. So it's something to really take stock of. And the other final thing is to really, I spoke about this before, is something. In the three things that I think are really important in this particular section are simply this: understand where you start from. Work on how you want to either continue the plan or to make a plan of where you want to get to. So that's the journey. Step 3 is to put the plan together. And step 4 is to put the plan in action, or at least start the plan. And the other thing to really understand is that sometimes with a plan, it doesn't always go right. But stay the course, stay positive, stay determined, and everything will be great. Because once you master and do stuff deliberately, you can't be stopped. George.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Felix, for unpacking that for us. Listeners, we are on top to shift your state for success and achievement. I had a situation one time when I was in the train going downtown Calgary. And for whatever reason, I was in this state of not feeling happy, feeling sorry for myself. And so the state was quite negative and very, very depressing. All of a sudden, I remembered, but George, you know better. You know that the state you are in is not really supportive of where you want to go or the things you want to do. And I at that time, I knew that you can shift your emotional state immediately. So what did I do? I started reflecting on how blessed I am, the type of work I do, the people that I'm able to support, all the stuff I can do and I have. All of a sudden, just shifting my mental focus, my mental state in the stories I was telling myself, you can't believe it. It is just like everything turned immediately. I started smiling. I started feeling so energized, and I thought, wow, this thing works. So listeners, How do you shift your state for success and achievement? To shift into an optimal state for performance, peak performance and achievement, you need to regulate your mental, emotional, your physical, and your environmental states. And so I want to give you a few nuggets in support of that, because Felix has already spoken about a number of how to shift that state. The first one is to practice visualization. I do this many, many times. It's about mentally rehearsing your success before taking the action. Visualization, because I'm a public speaker, a keynote speaker, I'm always visualizing the faces of the audience and how they are reacting and responding to the message. Then number two, you use a positive self-talk. Replace your negative thoughts with empowering affirmations. I can do this. I am capable. I'm resourceful. I have what it takes. All those positive talks, like before I go into my keynote speeches, I am speaking to myself that, George, you've got this. And you're going to have a standing ovation and all that kind of stuff. Again, engage in deep work, which means blocking distractions and focus on one task at a time. This thing of multitasking doesn't work. So you need to engage in deep work. And when you do that, it will sustain your concentration. So that is mental state optimization. And of course, develop a growth mindset, viewing challenges as opportunities for learning rather than as setbacks. Number two, how do you shift your state when we're talking about emotional state optimization? Here it's about managing stress with breathing techniques, the 4-7-8 breathing method, which is about inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. This will calm your nervous system. Use music and movement. I use this a lot. Upbeat music or light physical activity like stretching can instantly shift your mood. So when I'm going for a walk, I have the music I'm playing and I'm so lifted. Or at times I'm at the office and have a light music in my ears while I'm working. This all enhance my emotional state for optimization. And also practice gratitude. Writing down 3 things you are grateful for daily will boost your positivity and influence. Again, I do this a lot. The physical state optimization is to prioritize sleep. The advice is to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep to enhance cognitive function and mood. I like the prioritizing sleep, but at times I don't really sleep much. I sleep less hours, but because I have so much I wanted to do and all that stuff, I don't sleep for the 7 to 9, but I sleep enough to keep me going and keep me doing stuff. Stay hydrated and eat for energy. Again, I like to do that. When I wake up, the first thing I do is drink quite a bit of water. And so I like that. So avoid sugar crashes by eating balanced meals with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Exercise regularly for physical state optimization. Even 10 minutes of movement, like jumping jacks, a short walk can increase energy and focus. Now let's talk about environmental optimization. This is so, so important. Declutter your space. When I used to do a lot of training and I'm teaching managers and leaders, I say, your desk is a reflection of the state of your mind. So declutter. A clean, organized environment reduces mental distractions and increases clarity. Surround yourself with high energy people. Being around highly motivated people, possibility thinkers, will raise your own energy and ambition. Control sensory inputs. If noise distracts you, use noise cancellation headphones or play focus enhancing sounds. So, here is a quick way of shifting your state. This Amy Cuddy's research says Standing in a confident pose, like hands on your hips, chest open for 2 minutes, will increase your confidence. Taking cold showers, again, of course, this depends on where you live. A quick cold shower can boost alertness and mental clarity instantly. Laughter and play can help you, or a comedy or what lightens your mood can increase your creativity. So those are some of the ideas, some of the nuggets on how you can shift your state to impact your performance. We have one more segment to go, and that is the last part is an action plan. Yes, a personal action plan to help you shift your state. Felix, take it away. Or if you want me to take that one, I can do that too. Felix.
Yeah, no problem. I have a few here that I feel like we should really cover. You've touched on it actually earlier in the podcast. Breath work. I won't touch too much into it, but again, it's very, very important, especially if you are very stressed or in a high level of discomfort. And the best thing is, follow those things. We'll do it again one more time, but the one I have here is more breathe in for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4, and then breathe out for 4. Do that several times, and you'll find that your heart rate drops. You start to calm, and obviously, you at least for me, when I do this, I feel that automatically I'm starting to regain control of the situation, even if it's a situation that I can't control. That's the first thing to really take stock of, and it's again something very, very important. So once again, you're breathing in for 4 seconds, holding for 4, and then breathing out for 4. Or you can try the one that George covered earlier. They're both wonderful tools to take stock of and use. Check your posture. Are you sit up straight? Be alert. Be deliberate in your actions and how you execute these actions. By being deliberate, you're able to be in control. People can take you seriously, and also you're likely to, because you're more deliberate. Achievers do stuff like this. They know what they want. They know the road they want to take, and they get on that road and they take it, and they achieve what they want. They get stuck. They have problems, but that doesn't faze them because they are being deliberate in the actions that they take. Move. You spoke about this before. Exercise. Light exercise is very, very important, or at least something that works for you. And interestingly, something that I came across, actually might have been over 2 years ago, is something you can do in your chair. If you're someone who's always at a desk and maybe exercise is very difficult, you can do shoulder exercises, which are very simple for you to do and don't require much effort. And you might find in a strange way you lose weight, but also it keeps you fit. Moving your shoulders in a circular pattern, moving them forwards and back in a circular motion, means that you're able to do some light exercises, and it allows you to become more focused. If you're someone who likes more action than that, getting on the treadmill or stuff like that, or going for a light walk can also be to your desire, depending on how you feel. All these are tools that are very important and can help you in changing your mindset and doing whatever you need to do. Mini visualization. Visualize yourself succeeding in whatever you want to succeed. We've spoken about on the podcast on other topics where, we spoke about a team who visualize their win. They play out the match in their heads before they go on the court or the pitch, whatever they're playing. These are something very, very important. And then when they finish playing the game that they're playing, if it's been recorded, they watch it back to study where they may have gone wrong, and then visualize what they could do in future. All these are very, very important. Trigger phrase or anchor, things that will allow you to think more positive. I am a winner. I will succeed. This wasn't my fault. Or if it was my fault, I can do this better because now I know this. All these are trigger phrases that can help you be more successful in whatever you want to achieve. Next one is to maybe look in the mirror and speak to yourself that I am a winner. Today is going to be a good day. Something as small as that can change your mindset within a minute, even if you woke up feeling absolutely terrible on that day. Visualization is something that is important, and trigger phrases are equally as important. And I believe that's all I had. But I want you to, remember that all the things I've covered are something that you should take stock of, and understand that being the master of your emotions means that you're in more control. You're able to remain calm, you're able to be more deliberate, and you're able to know exactly what you want and how to get it. George.
Thank you, Felix. You have comprehensively covered most of the things I'll be talking about. So let me just summarize this episode of emotional mastery and a focus on state management as follows. Listeners, be aware of your emotions and understand its impact on your thoughts and behavior, because self-awareness begins the change process. Please implement the strategies that we've talked about to control and modify your emotional state in a constructive manner, like cognitive reframing. Acknowledge and accept your emotions without judgment, because this helps you in processing and shifting your state more effectively. Develop and use healthy ways to cope with stress and negative emotions, like using exercise. Your social connections are all important in shifting your state. Focus on positive experiences and reinforce them to enhance positive states. Continuously improve your emotional intelligence by learning about your emotions, practicing empathy, enhancing your self-awareness. You should continuously watch your emotions, because your emotions are either moving you in the direction of what you want to accomplish. They're either helping you operate in a peak for performance state, in your flow, in the zone, or they are moving you backwards. You remember that when you practice or you manage your emotional state, you will improve your overall well-being and successfully navigate life's challenges more effectively. This is a very, very important topic for us, because I have realized over and over again that the state we are in is influencing the results we want to get tomorrow. So please go back and listen to this podcast over and over again and work on your emotional states so that you can do phenomenal things with your life. Because the state you are in will influence your results. Because I know that the emotional state you are in, if it is negative, it is stealing your future one emotion at a time. On the flip side, if your emotions are positive, your emotions are great, your confidence is high, you will amaze the world with your aspirations. So, listeners, have a fantastic day, and I hand it to Felix to conclude as always.
Thank you, George. And all I simply have to say is take a listen back to this episode when you get the chance, because it's very, very important, and it will cement what we've covered in this week's episode. Remember, if you do want to get in touch, details will follow at the end of the episode. And until next time, thank you very much for joining us, and it's bye for now. Contribute to the conversation now. Email exploretheheights@gmail.com or find us on Twitter @explore_heights.